in the winter, the rays are less direct towards the Earth, and in the summer, they're more direct, but the sun is higher in the sky. Okay, so claim 1 states that the Dr. Munoz or whatever says, I believe that this opening at an azimuth of 180 degrees and an altitude of just over 79 degrees is designed to mark a day of celebration in April before the planting season began. So I proved this to be true by going on story night, and I went all the way back to 480, and I found out that on April 13th, 480 at that latitude and longitude near this, this might not have been it back then, but near Anca, Mexico, I'd say, the sun reaches an azimuth of 180 degrees and an altitude of just over 79 degrees. There's my pictures for it that I found and I took. Okay. No, go back. I'm not done. Okay, so this makes sense for this claim because this is in the northern hemisphere, and in the northern hemisphere, the sun rises between the southeast and the northeast depending on the month of the year. Between the months of January and June, the sun moves more northeast as it rises, and it gains altitude until it eventually reaches its peak. And at this latitude and longitude, it does have the ability to reach 90 degrees, so you would expect it to reach about 90 degrees. And then through July through December, the sun moves back northeast as it rises. But since this is April, it makes sense that the altitude would be at 79 degrees because the sun is gaining altitude, and it's in April. It's not quite June, so it wouldn't be close to 90 degrees, but it makes sense. And in the claim, it has the dome with the 2 circles on the top. It would make sense that that circle's position is not quite the center, the very top of it, but it's a little bit lower because it's not quite 90 degrees, but it's getting up there. So, okay, now I can change it. Okay, so claim 2 has to do with the sun directly overhead. The claim states, I think the opening directly over the center of the floor marks the days of the year when the sun is directly overhead at transit. This can be true at this latitude and longitude because it falls between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So it does have that ability to reach 90 degrees overhead. Further explanation, in order for the sun to reach zenith or 90 degrees overhead, your position on Earth must be either between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, or like directly on each of them. If you are too far north of the Tropic of Cancer or too far south of the Tropic of Capricorn, you're never gonna see the sun at zenith because it doesn't have that range, because Earth's tilt is only 23.5 degrees either way. Next. And you can see, so this would be like when the sun hits directly at the Tropic of Cancer, like it would be zenith there, you could reach it. This would be directly at the equator, right here. And this would be the sun hitting directly at the Tropic of Capricorn. So anywhere in between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer, you can see the sun directly overhead at zenith. Next. And then this was my, the sun reaches zenith, and it stays there from May 15th through May 24th. It doesn't get quite 90, but it's right there. So, okay.
Okay, so for claim 3, she said that she believed that the pillars were meant to point towards the location of the sunrise on the equinoxes and solstice. So these are the pillars. And this claim was proved to be correct by determining the correlation between all 4 times of the year. So I went and determined the azimuth on the solstices and equinoxes, and then the pillar degrees. this was 0 degrees, and then here to here was 25 degrees, here to here is 26 for a total of 51 degrees is here. And then you can see that 64 to 114 degrees is 51 degrees. So like from the opposite sides, they actually work. And then in between is 91 degrees. It actually came out to 89 degrees, which is just about 2 degree like failure rate a little bit. But I mean, that can be attributed to they didn't have Starry Night software, so it could be off a little bit. And so yeah, it was just determined by the correlation between the two outer pillars and the middle pillar. Between the middle pillar is the equinoxes, the left side is the summer solstice, and the outside is the winter solstice. The next claim is star's rising position. So the researcher said he had discovered that this marker at 107 degrees azimuth aligns with a very bright star as it rises. And it was in like this circular shaped thing with a center pillar pointing there. And I determined that the star was Rigel because it was right next to Orion, which is there. As you can see right there. And the star he describes rises at night in the months of June, July, August, September, and October, and November. And those are the times and dates at which that was taken. And yeah, it only rises at night from the year because the Earth's tilt based on when it's like summer and winter. This is about 6 months of the year, so it's like summer through just up to winter.